Hello, everyone. So thank you for joining us today. Today we will have a cooking class. So Ania, can you please go ahead and talk?
Okay, so for today, we're gonna have Tejas as our chef. He is a senior coach, and you guys should be pretty
I
familiar with
am
him.
not a senior coach. I'm an
Yeah,
admin.
you're.
No, I'm an admin.
And he will be cooking some Indian food for us. And I'll give it off to Tejas now for him to introduce his food.
All right. So, what's up, guys? I am a big fan of street food, and basically, unhealthy food is really delicious, which is an unfortunate aspect of unhealthy food. So, today we're going to be making a very famous Indian street food dish called Dahi Papdi chaat. So, what does that mean? So, chaat is essentially it's just like a mixture of a variety of things. So, it's like typically some sort of like cereal or something that's crispy alongside a lot of vegetables, a lot of spices, etc. So it's really cooling, it's really refreshing. And right now it's the summer, so it's really like I think seasonal, and I think chaat has become like really popular and is really in demand right now. So yeah, so just join me while I show you guys how that's made. So let me just turn this camera over here, and yeah, um, wait, yeah, okay. So, first things first, let's talk about ingredients. Firstly, I have this, as you can you see it? Yep. This is chopped up red onion, even though it's purple. I don't know why it's called red onion if it's purple. Um, then we have uh, pomegranate seeds. Yep. Then we have this little thing over here. It's called save. Save is basically noodles that have been deep fried and have been made from gram flour. Don't worry if you can't find that. It's like you can skip that. That's like pretty much not necessary. These are mashed up potatoes. These are mashed up chickpeas. Um, Over here we have some coriander or cilantro, whatever you want to call it, to garnish on the top. Um, Here we have some yogurt that's been whipped a little bit, or curd. So as you can see, it's of a slightly runny consistency. Normally it's not this runny, but that's because I've like whipped it up. Um, then let's talk a little bit about the spices. So there's a wide variety of spices. As you guys can see, all of these are spices. Let me show them one by one. First off, we have this. This is red chili powder or teak halal. So there's two types of red chili powders that are very common in India. So this one's one of the two. So there's teak halal and there's Kashmiri lal. Teak halal is used to spice up the food, and Kashmiri lal is sort of used to color the food. So because we like spice, we're going to be using the spicy variant. If you cannot find this variant in your country, you can use stuff like cayenne pepper or paprika. Either of them work as well. Then we have this black salt. For a lot of y'all, this might not be really common, but it's a really common form of salt in India. It's actually pinkish in color, not black in color. Then we have this. This is a mint chutney. So if you can't find this in any of your Indian grocery stores, it's actually very simple and easy to make. You just take up mint leaves. Sometimes you take coriander leaves, chilies, and the same black salt that I mentioned, and add a little bit of water. Just blend that all up, and you got yourself a mint chutney. Then we have this little thing. It's a tamarind chutney. So this is made in a slightly different manner. So you take tamarind and you boil that, and then you soak that in water, and then you add brown sugar or molasses or any sweetener to it, and then you blend that up until it makes like a thick paste, and yeah, you get yourself tamarind chutney. Then we have this little thing. Um, this is dried mango powder. So what we do is we take raw mango, we dry that, and we blend that into a powder, and we get this. It's called amchur. Then you have this thing, chaat masala. So chaat is the thing that we're making right now. Chaat masala is a mixture of various spices so that you won't need to like purchase them individually. And it's been blended up so that you can use it anywhere. So it's really tangy, it's really flavorful, and you find it in almost every Indian household. And finally, we have this. Wait, yes, there. This is a roasted cumin powder. So we take cumin seeds, we roast them, and then we powder that. and voila. Oh, and last but not least, we have the dough. So I already like sort of needed this because it takes a lot of time to rest. And it's basically made with wheat flour, water, and ajwain or carom seeds. And ajwain or carom seeds, those are like completely optional. And then you mix that with a little bit of oil so that it gets a smooth, glossy texture. All right. So first things first, we have a pot of hot oil over here. Wait, let me just show that like this. I'm not going to lift it up too much. And let me just like start heating that up a little bit so that we can get it nice and warm. I'm going to take a little bit of the oil and I'm just going to gently like spread it all over like my um, uh, rolling stone over here. I don't know if you guys can see it. This is the rolling stone. So the reason I'm doing this, and then I'll be spreading it with my fingers over here, so that I can lubricate this almost so that the dough doesn't stick. So like wheat flour is a little bit of sticky flour, so it gets like it tends to get really messy, which is why we also incorporate a little bit of oil in the dough in itself. So I'm going to take one of these and I'm going to roll these out, one of these balls. So the balls aren't to be rolled out in any shape or form. You just need to roll them out nice and thinly. So let me just do that right now.
So just while you're rolling the dough, can I ask you a question?
Please go ahead.
Okay, so how often do you eat this street food? Like, you said it's unhealthy, so I'm guessing you don't eat it that often. But all unhealthy things are good. So how often do you eat it?
So as a child, this used to be my favorite street food dish. So I would like probably eat this at least once in a week, as I would get back from school, like right at home, because this was like quick and easy to make. We wouldn't make the like papri fresh. Papri is these like doughs that we're gonna make, these like sort of discs of dough. But I would eat that almost once a week. But now it's been a while, honestly. This is like the first time I'm eating this in years. So yeah, it's been a while. So as you can see, wait, I'm just going to take my stone up close to the camera. The dough is rolled out nice and thinly. It's not in any shape or form. It's just a weird rectangle, but that's okay because we have a little metal bowl over here, which we're going to use to slice this into discs. So we're going to just press down nice and tight, and we're going to form some discs over here. And yeah, so those are our discs of dough. We'll probably make a few more, give or take, I think 2 more maybe. And before we do that, we're just going to take a fork over here and just puncture this so that no air sort of goes inside. Because if that does happen, then this dough will tend to puff up and it'll make another form of Indian bread known as puri. So puri is a form of Indian bread which is nice and fluffy and it's deep fried, whereas papri is the same kind of dough that you use to make puri, but it's completely flat, and so it's crispier. And I honestly prefer papri to puri. So yeah.
Tejas, can you please show it in the other camera as well?
Yeah, let me just do that 1 second. Let me just finish puncturing this. Yes. Okay. Wait. Can you see?
Yes, yes, thank you.
So as you can see, it's perforated. There's like little holes everywhere. And yeah, that's just to prevent it from puffing up. So let me just like arrange my camera over here once again. Okay, so now we're gonna check if the oil has heated up already. So I don't know if you guys have this, but like this is a really common Indian method to do it. You take a little piece of dough like this, and you just drop it into the oil, and if it begins cooking, then the oil is ready to make the rest of your papdi. So the oil is not hot enough as of yet, so we'll wait for a few more seconds. So the reason I'm making the dough before the rest of the filling and everything is because I want the dough to get nice and cooled, because otherwise it's going to be like really, really hot, and that takes away from the dish, because the dish is supposed to be cooled and a little bit chilled out. So yeah. So I'm assuming like while y'all won't have anything similar to this in your countries. I'm assuming people like Ania and Rafael will also have like a lot of cooling street foods because your countries are also like very tropical, right?
Personally, in my country, I'm not sure if you have anything similar to this because I don't really eat that much street food. The only street food I know is like cotton candy, fish balls, ice
Oh,
cream.
yeah. So that's like all the non-Filipino, like more American ones, I presume.
Fish balls are like Filipino because
Okay.
they have it, there's more than just fish balls, but the one I really remember is fish balls because their sauces are different kinds.
Fair, fair, fair.
Oh, we also have something called taho. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's a sweet sauce with sago on top and this not yogurt. It's like an egg custard type of thing.
Wow, that's cool. So we also have like a lot of sago, sago, however you want to say it, based dishes. But typically, sago is used in savory dishes in India, except for like a few sweet dishes. But yeah, it's more of a savory ingredient. All right, so now we're just gently gonna place the dough on the spider mesh, and we're gonna layer that into the oil because the oil is nice and hot, and it's gonna begin frying. So wait, let me just show you guys how that looks. So as you can see, it's, oh sheesh. Okay, that was a little bit of a splatter of oil, but yeah, so as you can see, it's frying up. It's gonna puff up a little bit, obviously, because that's how all doughs work, but it's not puffing up too much because obviously, like there's a lot of perforations. So I have to flip this up nice and quickly because otherwise it's gonna get burnt on both sides. So let me see if it's done. Okay, it's almost done. We'll just leave it in for like 10 more seconds on each side. So yeah, that's how Poppy looks. And I think that's good.
It's pretty quickly. How
Yeah, because it's pretty thin, and like the oil is like dripping hot. Like you wouldn't want to like have your face close to this oil. It's that kind of hot. Let me lower the temperature because as you can see, the okay, I don't think you can see the oil started smoking up a little bit, which is not ideal, but it's okay. So if you want to make this dish, I would recommend like instead using an oil like avocado oil or canola oil, which has like a higher smoke point. But like an oil like sunflower oil or like rice bran oil, which is like more common in most countries, that's also okay. Like I don't have access to either canola or avocado oil, so that's why I went with sunflower oil.
They just out of all the oils you've mentioned, I literally don't know any of them.
How do you not know sunflower oil? Isn't that like really common in like Southeast
I
Asia?
have never heard of sunflower oil.
really,
Oh wow.
it's pretty common
Like
here in Brazil.
I've heard these once, but like I've only heard them once. After that, I've never heard it again.
Fair, fair, fair.
I
Also,
ha
don't use olive oil no matter what you want to do because that will not
Yeah.
go good. So yeah, I'll just like
Kevin, okay.
yes, Kevin saying
Kevin
something.
said that in Southeast Asia we only have vegetable oil.
Oh,
Exactly. There's just vegetable oil. That's like all I know.
yeah, vegetable oil, and I guess like you don't you also have palm oil? Because palm
Yeah, I know
oil.
there's like palm oil, but like I don't think I use it that often. I know olive oil.
Wait, fair, fair, fair. So let me just like put this up once again so that you can see the rest of the ingredients. Meanwhile, I'll just like roll out this last piece of dough so that we get one final papri made out of this. So tell me, what are your favorite street food dishes, guys?
Go ahead and type it in the chat box. What's your favorite street food? And then I can read it aloud. So let's start with the other panelists first. So Rafael, what's your favorite street food in Brazil?
Not sure. Usually, I don't think that in Brazil we have a typical street food from Brazil, but we do have from Japan, Korea, Italy. We have a lot, but my favorite probably is takoyaki. It's a Japanese
Oh
street
yeah,
food.
takoyaki is amazing. I love takoyaki.
Yes, takoyaki.
Takoyaki is the best, bro. But like the
Ever eat that freshly cooked?
yeah, of course not, because like the waffle's gonna be like really, really hot, isn't it?
I did that once when I was really hungry. Anyways, how about Louise? What's your favorite street food?
Well, that would be like a stroopwafel, which
Wait,
is a hot cookie, like in the shape of a waffle with caramel in between the two
yeah, but
cookies.
like I didn't know that stroop waffle counts as street food. Like, do you get it like on the street as well?
Yeah, then it's hot and freshly baked. It's the best.
Yeah, I am jealous of you because stroop waffle is not commonly available here, and I would love for myself to be able to just like get it wherever I go. So yeah, so we're just gonna turn on the oil. Wait, one second. Turn on the flame once again, and just lower in this last papri because we don't need any more. And yeah, because this oil is really, really hot. As you can see, this one went a little bit too dark, but that's okay. This one's fairly all right. The others are a little bit lighter, and we'll just take this one out really quickly.
So
So
Tejas, what's the ideal color? Like golden brown or like the
nothing,
light brown?
nothing, because it is a very rustic. It's very simple. So there is no ideal anything to this. You can make it to whatever degree of preference that you have. So
Okay.
with that, everyone, we are done with this stuff, which is making the papris. As you can see, they're misshapen to an extent. Some of them are a little bit like darker, some of them are a little bit lighter. I'd say that most commonly, this is the ideal color. I made this a little bit beforehand. This is also fairly all right, like this slightly darker charred color. This is a little bit overdone, but it's okay. I like the burnt slightly crispier ends. So that's the papri done. Now we'll just move the stone slightly to the side and we'll come on over here. So I will now prepare the dahi, which is to go on top of the entire dish. So I'll just like mix it up a little bit because it's been sitting out for a while. So the water and the milk solids have separated out a little bit. And once that's done, we will start adding in the flavoring. So first up, we'll take some black salt. Wait, let me just show black salt. Yes. And we'll just like sprinkle in a little bit of black salt over here. Wait, let me just move this over here so that this can come here. So black salt, I think that should be good enough. Yep, then we'll take a little bit of the chili, not too much because this is really spicy. So
Tejas, is this dish meant to be spicy? Or like to your
so
liking?
see, it's to your liking. Ideally, in India, we have dishes like, especially street food, is really spicy, like spicier than most countries. So, yeah, like normally, especially this thing over here, the milk chutney, it's like really spicy. But otherwise, it's to your liking. So I'm just adding a little bit of the chaat masala now to give it a little bit of flavor.
How about you, Tejas? Do you like spicy food?
Yeah, I love spicy food. If I didn't, that would be sacrilegious. What about you? So
I can handle spicy food. Like I like the Korean fire noodles, but like
okay.
on a daily basis, no thanks. I don't think my stomach can handle that.
Fair. That's fair enough. What about you, Raphael?
Oh, just one curiosity. I have never seen a Indian dish that's not spicy actually.
No, that's actually like okay, the more common dishes internationally, yes, they're all spicy, but if you come to India, especially if you go to regions like towards the west of India, spicy food is not that common. In fact, like there's a state in India called Gujarat,
Mhm.
where all of the food is largely like with a sweeter accent. So they add a lot of unrefined sugar into their food, even the savory dishes. So it's not really like spicy food at all.
Oh,
But then if you go to regions like Northeast, almost all of their dishes utilize this one spice called the ghost pepper chili, which is the second spiciest chili in the entire world. So they will start eating that chili from breakfast and continue till dinner.
Oh, that's good. That's good to know. And do you know why?
Do I know why they eat that chili?
No, I mean the side that you don't have too many spice food. I
Sorry,
mean,
sorry.
back then you guys didn't have spice there. That's why their foods don't have too many spices or something else. Do you know the
like,
history behind or not?
like the why that particular state does not have too much of spicy food?
Yeah, yeah.
Right now, I'm just adding the potatoes to the chickpeas. I'll just mix that later. I don't know, but if I were to hedge a bet, it would be probably because I think food in general in that state is vegetarian food,
Oh.
and because most people are vegetarians over there. So I think, and generally like vegetarian and like most like traditional Hindu food is not prepared. It's not prepared like very like including a lot of spice. So that's probably why. But yeah, fun fact: we did not have chilies in India before the year 1500.
Oh, really?
Because chilies technically come from Mexico. So before the transatlantic trade stuff began, and before like they reached India, we did not have chilies, we did not have tomatoes. In fact, Italians did not have tomatoes before like the 1500s or the 1400s, which is crazy because like you can't imagine eating pasta or like pizza without like a tomato sauce, right?
Yeah.
So
Because I've seen a pizza that's like all cheese and bread.
that is disgusting. That is a lot.
That was good.
No. Like, okay, see, I know like white sauce pizza and like pesto pizza exists, but only cheese on pizza is disgusting. Like, that's really low.
It was like a cheese bread. It's like Raphael's cheese bread.
See,
Food.
cheese bread is separate from like an only cheese pizza. There's nothing called an only cheese pizza.
Yes, it's not a pizza, it's a cheese bread, not pizza.
Exactly. So
Kevin said French fries and French toast aren't French.
French, no, actually, yeah, I mean, to an extent, French fries are technically Belgian, and in Belgium they speak like their own like dialect of French, I guess. So I think that's there. And French toast, I'm assuming because it's like based on this other French dish called croque monsieur, which is basically bread that's coated in egg and then fried. So they do have French relations to an extent. So this is the potato, and okay, I'm not really good at mixing stuff in a tiny bowl with a very tiny spoon, but we are done mixing potatoes and chickpeas. Okay, so now we will add spices to this. So we have, first of all, wait, can you all see it? Yes. Okay, by the way, box says cashew nuts. This is not cashew nuts. This is the dried mango powder. We reuse boxes because we are Asian. There's two things that like distinguish an Asian family from other families. One, reuse plastic containers / plastic packets, and two, Tupperware, a lot of Tupperware. So we're going to add a little bit of this to that, not too much, because the chaat masala that we're also going to be adding to this already contains a little bit of same powder. So we're going to add a lot of the chaat masala because it gives it a tangy flavor. And a little bit of black salt. You guys have black salt in your countries? I don't know.
I have never seen it.
Okay, wait, let me.
I have no idea.
Let me take some in my hand. Can you all see it? Wait, 1 second.
Is it blackish or like pinkish?
It's pink. It's pink.
Oh.
It's called black salt.
Oh, I have seen pink salt at least here in Brazil. Maybe it's the same.
No, it's not the same. Pink salt is completely pink. Black salt is slightly pink, slightly black. Why? Yeah. I don't know.
I've seen black sand.
Yeah, I mean, we have that as well. So then we're gonna add some like roasted cumin seed powder. This gives it a really earthy flavor. I mean, if you're from the Middle East, you'd probably recognize a handful of these spices. including like probably this, the roasted cumin seed powder, because like it's really common in both regions. We'll take a little bit of the red chili powder and we'll add that too, because we like our stuff spicy. And so again, not too much, because this is, mind you, this is like incredibly spicy. Like this will make your face start like sweating if you add too much. Missing anything? No, we're not. Okay, time to mix. So this kind of mixture that I'm making over here, this is really common, especially in dishes like pani puri or golgappe as they are known, and dahi papdi chaat, but can be practically had with most other Indian street foods as well. In fact, samosas, as you guys might have heard of samosas. So they often utilize a similar mixture that's made with potatoes, but instead of using chickpeas, you use regular peas. I have a question. Have any one of y'all ever tried like Indian food ever?
Yes.
Okay, and what have you tried?
I don't remember the name, so sorry, but I have tried three or four meals dishes.
Oh wow, so like all vegetarian or like some non-vegetarian items?
No, all vegetarian.
Oh wow, that's cool. Okay, so now we're ready to assemble, but we'll just do a quick taste test because we need to do that so that we can adjust all spice levels. I'm just taking a little bit of the yogurt. My hand's dirty, I'm gonna wash that now, but it's fair enough. Wait, just give me a sec.
Tejas, you could have just put it on a different spoon and not on your hand.
I am running out of spoons, my friend. I have dirtied all the other spoons while trying to practice making the same dish in the morning. So, yeah. But my hand's clean. I washed it. And I washed it again now. Okay, now we're gonna taste the potatoes.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
Potatoes and the dahi taste good. So now it's time to plate. Okay, so I'm gonna pull out a fancy looking plate. Fancy plate. And we're gonna move the bowl to the side. We'll move everything else to the side as well. We're gonna take the fancy plate, put it over here so that everyone can see. Take all the papris, including the burnt ones, because we're all a little bit burnt at the end of the day.
You know, we
a little
all
bit-
love colors. We love all colors.
That is also a metaphor that you can apply over here. You can also say that we are all suffering from the heat of summer in different ways. That's also true. Then we're going to take potatoes and chickpeas, and I'll have to use my hand over here because that's typically how it's done. We're just going to take and make little, like, I don't know what this would be called, globs, put it on top, and yeah.
Tejas, it's a ball, not a blob.
It is not a ball because a ball is spherical. This is not a sphere. Wait, we'll take
My
a little
God.
bit more. Take a little bit more for this one because it's slightly bigger properly. Yes, so this could also be a metaphor for size. We're all of different sizes, shapes, colors, but together we're all amazing. So yes, if that's your motivation for this week, then I'm glad. Safa, you don't even need to do your motivational video for the academy meeting. I already did it for you. That's my coffee shop.
And how often do you see this kind of dish on the street?
It's everywhere. Like we have a chart, like we have a chart wala, as they're known as. Wala basically means someone who does something. So chart walas are on every nook, every cranny, every corner of every single street.
Oh,
And yeah, so we've added that. Now we're gonna add some onions because everyone loves onions. Onions are incredible. If you don't like onions, then I wouldn't recommend eating Indian food because Indian food is heavily packed.
I don't like onions.
Yes. Okay, this piece of onion is a little bit too big, so we'll just break it up and we'll just like sprinkle it around a little bit. Okay. Now we will start layering it with the rest of the stuff. So a little bit of the dahi. So we're just gonna spread it around evenly so that like everything is layered heavily with a little bit of yogurt or curd or what. What is dahi in English? Is it yogurt or curd? I think it's curd. See, it's curd. So yeah, as you can see, the ratio of dahi to papdi is really off, but that's okay because that's exactly how it is done. You have your plate dripping with yogurt or curd or whatever dahi is called in English. Now we're going to take some anar or pomegranate seeds and we're just going to sprinkle that on top everywhere. And yeah, a little bit over here. And we're going to take some save or the noodles that I was referring to previously, and we're going to sprinkle that on top as well. Remember, I'm using my hand everywhere because that is exactly how this is done. If you have like problems with eating food that has been made directly by someone's hand and not like made using utensils, and if you're like a clean freak, then India is not the place for you because everyone just uses their hands to do everything. And lastly, we're going to take the two chutneys. So we have the mint chutney first, and we're just going to like sort of squeeze it around everywhere. So wait, why is this coming out in blobs? Okay, and we're going to take the tamarind chutney, and we're just going to shake that up a little bit, and we're going to pour that everywhere as well. So yeah, that's my favorite papdi shot. Wait.
Okay, Tay, just wait. Let me take a screenshot.
Wait. Then hold up.
No, like, can you do one where you're in the other camera first?
Okay, wait, because there's like, okay, fine. There's a lot of food
Like,
over there. Wait.
it doesn't matter if it's
The things I
messy.
do for
If
you.
it's
and your cooking
messy.
stuff. The things I do for you. Things I do for you. God damn. Okay. Because the lighting is off.
Shift. Yeah, okay, shift command 4.
Okay,
Wait,
are we done?
escape. Wait. Nope, take 2 because Raphael unpinned you.
Hurry up.
Yep, got it.
Okay.
Next camera.
What's up? It looks so much better in this camera. Like so much
Okay.
better.
They just smile.
No.
Do I take your okay? Smile. Okay, 3, 2,
Hurry
1.
up.
Smile.
I am smiling. This is my smile. Just hurry up.
Okay, wait. Let me just get the computer to like stop lagging. So hold it.
Done.
Got
Yeah,
it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Yep. So that was my dish.
Can we like see you eat one? Because it's like it looks like a nacho.
It's not a nacho. Do not call it a nacho, please.
Okay.
It does not look like a nacho. Okay. So I'm gonna take this one over here and just eat it.
Nom 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 nom.
Yep.
Crunchy.
You know it's good when it gets all over your face.
And it's refreshing. So, oh wow. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this and you all carry on.
Okay, so that's all for today. So I'll pass it back to Raphael for any announcement for X Culture Academy.
Sure. Thank you, Tejas. Thank you, Ania. Do you guys have any questions for Tejas? Everything was clear? All good? Okay, then. So for this week, you guys are supposed to submit your draft for report section 2, right? So make sure to do it as soon as possible. The deadline is tomorrow, okay? And next week, you guys are going to start the report section 3. So make sure to be contacting your peers and discussing on which country you guys are aiming and how you guys will promote there and how everything will be done, okay? So make sure to contact your peers and finish working on report section 2 and start work on report section 3 by next week. Okay, guys. And next weekend we will have an art event, so please join us again. Do you guys have any questions? Everything's okay? Okay. Okay, then, so we can call it for today. Thank you for joining, and I hope to see you guys next weekend. Okay, bye-bye.